Hello everyone and welcome to Cherub Teaching Center. Today I'm going to train you on the Google Sheet, and basically I'm going to train you on entering the data and along with that how to apply sum, average, minimum and maximum function. But before I start with the training, let me tell you that once we have the data with us, data needs to be in the number format because we people in our daily lives, if I talk about from an educator's aspect, they have scores of their classes, and if from a student aspect, they have scores of their experiment. And in case if they want to calculate the total of it or the average of it, there is no need for them to calculate it with the help of a calculator. The entire data can be punched in into the sheet, and then automatically we people can apply the formulas over here. And that is what I'm going to train you today. So let's start over. So before I take you, because this is one report that I have already created for you all, but before we proceed ahead, if I want to access this Google Sheet, this sheet is accessible. For that, I need to open a browser and I need to go to this Google Apps Suite. And once I would be scrolling down, I can see this Sheets icon. And the moment I will be clicking on the Sheet icon, it is going to take me to the report. And this is a spreadsheet which will open in front of you. Just for the sake of time, I've already have the data in front of me. So let's say when you will be punching in, but before I train you on the functions, on the formulas, let me tell you a little bit about the Google Sheet. These rectangular boxes that you people see in the Google Sheet, these are called as cells. In the Google Sheet, there are columns and then I have rows. These vertical portions or the columns, they are always in a alphabet format. However, the rows are in the number format. Now, there is a reason behind it because the moment we are going to punch in any entry in which cell it has been entered, that is going to be named after column and row, which I'm going to show you in a short while. So let's say you people have a data and then you will start typing. For example, you have, heading. For example, I have heading in front of me as serial number, name, amount submitted. So as of now, I have 6 people in front of me. So let's say that this was the collection report, that these are the list of students that I have it in front of me and they have submitted an amount for an event altogether, which in your case it could be for different purposes. So as of now, in my data set that I have there in front of me, there is serial number, I have the names, and then I have the amount submitted. So my data, which is entered in the Google Sheet, it should always look aligned. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select this entire table in front of me, and then I'm going to go to this align option, which is over here, and I'm going to click on the center align. Always remember that your data should be visually appealing. So you need to put your data in the center. And now, once I have put the data in the center, I would like my heading to be of a different color. So I would be selecting these 3 cells and then I would be going to the fill color option over here and I would be clicking on my color. So as of now, so there is a difference between the fill color and the text color. My fill color is going to color my cells. However, my text color is going to color the text. So it is on you what thing you want to choose. So once I have highlighted these cells and I would now need to put the heading in a bold format, what I would be doing is I will be selecting all these cells. So there are 2 ways of putting the bold. How? One thing is that you select all these 3 cells and you click the B icon which is over here, or else the shortcut for that is B. And now my data is again entered. So I want my data to be visually more appealing. So what I would be doing is I would be highlighting this table. So I've selected this entire entry and then I would be going on to this borders option and I would be clicking over here. So now my table is a little bit more highlighted. Okay, now if you see that all these entries, they are in a specific cell and every cell has a name. So if I talk about if Rohan has submitted 200, my 200 is in the cell named as D4. So why do we name this cell as D4? Have a look about it. D because it is lying in the column D. 4 because it is lying in the row 4. So it becomes D4. Why I'm telling you this thing, you will be clear in a short while. So let's say that this is the data which is there in front of me, and now I would like to calculate the sum. So if I want to calculate this sum, okay, I want it in this cell, I would be selecting that cell, and then I have to put is equal to. Always remember, every formula in Google Sheet is going to start with is equal to. So you will be clicking on is equal to, and you can see automatically my Google sheet is smart enough and it is giving me a suggestion that this is the formula. But I would not be clicking over here. I need to tell you a little bit more. So I would be typing in over here sum. So there are two ways. Either you select from the suggested or based on the data, suggestion based on the data, or you can click sum, and then I will be clicking on the sum option over here. And once I will be clicking on the sum option, next thing I have to do is I have to select the values. So I need the sum from this cell till this cell. So now you might be clear that D4 stands for 200. Why? Because it is lying in D column, 4th row, 200 till D9. So this is giving me a range. So this colon which is there in front of it, where I'm putting my mouse, D4 till D9, it represents the range which has been selected. And after it is done, already the sum amount is there in front of you, which is 2300, but still I will click enter, and it is going to give me the value over here. The next thing is, let's say I need to calculate the average. So I want my average in this cell. I will be putting is equal to, again my Google Sheet is giving me a suggestion from D4 to D9. Please be cautious whether you want the same cell range. So either you can select it over here, it will immediately give you the value, or you can put in your formula once again. So what you can do is, if I put average, I will select it from here, and then I have to click all the cells for which I need the average. I hit enter. So it is going to give me the average of all this amount which is there. And next is minimum. So if I talk about the minimum function is used to calculate what is the minimal value of a given data set. So as of now, just for the practice, in order to show you, my data entry is limited, only 6 values are there in front of you. However, in a big data, it becomes very difficult. So for that, we can use this formula which is minimum, and then we are going to put is equal to. Why? Because we want to put a function. My minimum function is for min. Automatically, it is showing me for minimum. Either I can select this suggestion which is already given to me, or I can type in min, and then I have to select from here. I will be selecting the values out of which I need the minimum value. Hit enter. So out of these values which are given, the minimal value is 200. Similarly, for the maximum. So the next thing that we are going to calculate is the maximum. And as the name suggests, my maximum formula is going to give me the highest of the value which is available in the given data set that you people have selected. So we are going to go is equal to, and then either I can select this column, or I can select max, and then I will be selecting this formula max, and I have to select the range. So it is D4 to D9. Hit enter, and my highest value which is available is 700. Okay, so as of now, let's do a quick recap. We have done 4 formulas in front of us. One is total. Total is to calculate the sum. Then we have done average. We have calculated the minimum value, which is going to give me the minimal value of all the values which is there in front of you, and the maximum, which is going to give me the maximum value. And I need to tell you one more thing. If I'm putting or selecting the cell in which I have calculated the entire result, it is giving me the formula as well. So this can be used in this function bar. You people can cross check whether the formula it has been applied correctly or not. Now, I can also change the font style of my heading. For that, I need to select the heading. I can go it over here and select whichever font style I want to keep it, and I could also change the font style also. Okay, now let's say I as a person, I have multiple data with me from an educator aspect for various sections for the same data entry, and from a student aspect it could be for the multiple experience experiments. So what I can do is I can add on sheets to my Google sheet. So this is sheet 1. Next thing I can do is if I want to add another sheet in which I would like to go ahead with a different data set, so I can put up these entry over here. Okay, and as a person I would not be able to clear, and that is because once I open up the sheet, it would be very difficult for me to remember which one was for a different section. What I can do is I can rename the sheets as well. So if the sheet 1 I would like to rename it, I will click on this downward arrow. I can click on rename. Let's say this was my section A. I can type in section A. I can hit enter. The name has been changed. The name of this entire Google sheet, it can be changed from here. Okay, so if this is the report, let's say that this is the collection report, I can type in over here. So my main heading is collection report, and then I have for different sections, section A, section B, I can rename it over here again by clicking on the downward arrow. Okay, and then again renaming it. So this is how I can do it. Okay, now once your entire data is ready, you can share this data with any other person if you want to share it. So one of the good benefit of Google Sheet is it can be shared instantaneously. I just need to click on this share option over here. Once I click on share, I have to type in that person's email address. And once I have typed in that email address, it is up to me what rights I would like to give it to that person. If I want that person to be a viewer only to see the report, you can select the viewer option. If you want that person can comment also, if mistakenly any wrong entry has been put in, you can click on the commenter. An editor is he can make changes to the report, but please ensure editor option should be used only for that person, because once that person is going to make the changes, it is going to be changed for the entire report altogether. So please be cautious about it. And then I click on send. Once I click on send, the other person would be intimated and that this report would be shared with that person. Okay, but if I have large number of people with whom I would like to share the report, what I can do is I can click on this copy link. I can share this link on the email, and then that person can access it. So this could be used, just say that is if for the data practice I would like to share it with my entire class, I can share it with them. So today what we people have done is we have made the data enter, change the color. So first of all I have entered the data, then I have aligned it through this option. If I want to change the heading, I can use this option of fill color, which is going to change the cell color, the color of the cell. This option is for changing the text color. If I would like to make my heading or any word to be bold, I can do it with bold or italics and strike through. But I would like to tell you that strike through is normally for a to-do list. Okay, because as in when your task is completed, you would like to strike it off. So this is for that particular option altogether. And I would also like to show you that let's say this data has been shared, another person would like to comment in on one specific cell. In case if the data has been mistakenly entered or any other important remarks you would like to put it on that cell, what I can do is I can select that cell, I can click on the comment section, and then you can type in over here that the amount was, let's say if the amount was 300 and mistakenly it was 200, I can put up the comment, and then this comment would be visible to that person, or it could be any important remark as well. Okay, now this Google Sheet can be used for multiple purposes. It could be in the form of an attendance list or an attendance sheet as well, where you people can maintain the database, or it could be a score report as well. It could be a data set for the experiments altogether. And another thing that I would like to show it to you is Google Keep. Do you remember the Google Keep that we did it in the very first instance? This Google Keep, if I put up certain data over here, some important remarks over there, I can access my Google Keep through this Google Sheet as well. So this was all about today. So today we have learned how to enter the data, how to format the data, change the cell color, and how to make it in a table format, how to apply total, average, minimum, and maximum. So do not forget to subscribe to the channel Cherub Teaching Center for more training coming up your way. Thank you so much, everyone.